Hello everybody, this is Meister Keen, and today I am doing something very, very special. Today I am playing around with the Worlds Adrift Island Creator. Now, I've mentioned Worlds Adrift before on my channel, but I haven't ever really dug into what it is. I want to fix that, because Worlds Adrift is really super cool. It is an upcoming game that I've been paying a lot of attention to. Anybody who knows me in the Worlds Adrift community is gonna know what I'm talking about. I'm very involved in the forum community, and I've got my own group in there, and I'm very, very excited for what Worlds Adrift is going to be. Now, the game itself isn't out. There are periodic alphas. There's some testing that's going on, but aside from that, it's not really a game yet. But we do have something. We have a really cool thing here. We've got the Worlds Adrift Island Creator. Now, Worlds Adrift is sort of this giant skyscape with clouds drifting through and these little islands of land kind of interspersed through there. So there's not much land. There's a whole lot of space and these little bits of land here and there just kind of hanging out in midair. And you fly among these islands in airships. And you build your own airships and travel among these islands. And it's really just sort of a big sandbox creation world. Now, the Island Creator is a tool for the players to create islands, actually create content for the game itself. The game isn't out yet. The world hasn't been made yet. Players are currently making worlds, and so far, I think several thousand islands have been created, which are going to be in the new game, that the devs, like the players who are making islands for the game, are surpassing what the devs themselves could have done for quality. And to think, you know, I mean, for most of the world was going to be procedurally generated islands. Huh. So, I just think that the the community creation aspect of it is just the coolest thing ever. And so today I'm going to introduce you guys to the Island Creator. There's lots of videos on it already, but I'm going to go ahead and make my own and try to give you guys sort of a step-by-step on how I make islands and kind of get started on one here. Let's see. So we're going to this kind of weird oblong shape that you see here. This is a generator. And what that means is that when I hit the generate button, within that space, there will be land, and it'll kind of be broken up a little bit by sort of the sort of a noise pattern. And I've got settings over here for changing the noise. So why don't I take this here? I'm going to reduce how much noise there is. I like having a little bit less. I find that 2 octaves at 1.5x. Yeah, just about these settings that you see here. Those are the settings that I usually go with. Boom! And that produced, immediately, a chunk of land for me to work with. Let's see, let's kind of take a peek inside here and see if there's any cavities. Not really, it's just a big block of land. And I can paint it with grass and put trees on it, and I can do all kinds of things from here. But I'm going to kill this. I'm going to clear it out. Plunk. Dead. Gone. And I'm going to get rid of this generator. Actually, wait. No, I need some indication of size. I'm going to keep that. Whoop. Nope. That's not what I meant to do. Clear it again. All right. I'm going to add a new generator. I'm going to make it a sphere. No. I want a mountain. So I'm going to do a box. There we go. Here's my box. And I'm going to rotate it. So I've got one corner up in the air. Just about like that. So we get kind of a pyramid shape. Yeah, that should give us a nice mountain. And then I'm going to scale it up. I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to make a big mountain. Nice big one. And we'll keep that half ellipsoid down here. Probably move it up a little bit. Or, yeah, we'll move it up a little bit here. We'll boost the size of this one again. Nice big mountain thing. Nice. That should produce some interesting. Yeah, it should be some pretty interesting terrain right there. Maybe we'll add another half ellipsoid. Add a new. Where's my half ellipsoid? There's a half ellipsoid. Put this one kind of over here, so that there's some lowlands kind of near the mountain. Tip it this way, make that kind of a hill. There we go. Maybe not quite so much angle to that. Let's put a little bit of angle to that. There we go. Alright, so now we've got these kind of general shapes. Let's see what we get when we generate this. So let's see, we got our noise levels set. Generate. What do we get? Ooh, that's interesting. Really interesting. Huh. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, so here we go. Here is our island. I think I'm going to put it through a smoothing filter. I'm going to filter it. Just let's do about a 25% smoothing. There we go. And let's fix the seams and remove orphans. Very good. Okay, so now we don't have any random voxels sitting around. We don't have any weird seams between textures and things like that. Those have all been fixed up. So what we have now is we've got one kind of lump of clay here. And we can mold this clay into whatever kind of shape of land we want. We can get a little indicator here. That is how tall a person will be. See that glowing indicator there? Whoop. That's how tall a person would be on this landscape. So we get an idea of scale. That's not a huge mountain. Maybe we can bring it out a little bit by sculpting the landscape. Let's do that. Let's take our flatten tool. Let's bring up the height to about here-ish. Let's just kind of lightly slap down at some of this terrain. A little bit more of a pronounced valley in here. We want to go at it a little bit random. Go ahead and make some mistakes. Just kind of Bob Ross this thing a little bit. Let's see. I kind of like, yeah, I like that little ridge right there. I'm gonna keep that ridge and kind of help it out. Make a little bit more of a ridge there. You see what I'm doing with these tools, though? I can add or subtract the landscape, or I can make it conform to a given height. So I can flatten out an area over here, make this a little bit more flatter and friendlier. Let's say you wanted to park a ship right here on a shipyard, and you wanted to have a sort of a flat space where you can set down some parts while you're working on your ship. See, this is kind of a friendly area to do that. There we go. So we got a little bit of a flat space there. This is a little too gentle. Let's carve in a little bit of a ridge right here. There we go. Make that landscape just a little more interesting. You can bring down the flatten height. Do more of the same. There we go. We got this kind of stepped thing going on here. A little bit more interesting terrain. We can add some rocks and things in there to make it look a little bit more, just make it a little bit rougher, a little bit nastier. Sometimes you want your terrain just to be just a little bit nasty. A little bit difficult to navigate. Put an overhang in right there. There we go. Now we have a nice little overhang. Make that even worse. There we go. All right, so see what I can do there with the sculpt tool. Very powerful tool. I can do anything, just anything to this landscape. Let's see. So we've done some post-processing already. Why don't we play around with materials? Why don't we do a really narrow top brush, make it all grass. Yeah, there we go. Generate on top. And do it. See what happens there. There we go. Okay, that was a little too narrow. Let's back that off a little bit. Let's let that grass grow on a little bit of a grade. There we go. That's better. Now you can see some areas where, oh, let's see. We could add some rocks in here to make this terrain a little bit more interesting. We can add some trees over here. Let's say this. We could turn that into just like a forest. Make that really dense. And maybe in here too. An interesting little valley. On the side of this mountain, we can paint that with other textures. Kind of a rock texture. We could even, let's see if we can bring that up. Make that taller. Let's do it. Let's add to this a little bit. Let's make this mountain a bit more impressive. Let's add another ridge right in here. Probably, you probably want to do your carving and your, most of your actual shaping of the terrain before you get into actually painting it. Because now we got grass growing in slightly odd ways. It doesn't look quite as natural. There we go. Kind of bulk out that mountain a little bit. Make this a little bit more of a narrow pass. Yeah, that's a little bit more interesting. That's a little bit nicer. All right. Don't want this to look too round. Don't want it to look too intentional. And this peak, why don't we turn that into a single peak instead of sort of this forked, weird peak? Let's see what we can do about that. This is touchy. This is very touchy. I think I'm going to reduce the power of my tool here so it has its effect much more slowly. There we go. There we go. Much lighter effect. There we go. Alright, so this is mostly a demonstration, though I think I am going to finish this island. I already really like this island. Why don't we give this mountain a little bit of a shoulder over here? Make that ridge a little bit longer and tougher. Maybe kind of build out another ridge over here. See, mountains are kind of like trees. They've got roots. Oh, I'm totally Bob Rossing this thing. Love Bob Ross. Comment. Tell me if you grew up on Bob Ross, if you know who that is. And by the way, I think pretty much everything he ever did. I'm pretty sure that pretty much all of Bob Ross's work is actually on... You know what? I'm doing all of this without music. Anyway, it's on YouTube. You can actually get... you can actually see all of Bob Ross's work. It's all in there. There we go. Now we're hearing the actual music. I think I turned this off because I was listening to Spotify last time I made an island. There we go. Alright, let's do a little bit more work. Let's put in some trees, and let's make this a little bit more interesting and natural. So we're going to add some stuff to this. Again, I'm doing this a little bit more randomly and a little bit less carefully than I would if I were actually making an island, for realsies. I haven't done anything with the colors here. I would have adjusted the color of the grass a bit more. Maybe made it a bit darker, kind of a nastier green. Let's see. Let's put in some rocks here. There's a rock. Let's see. Randomize the scale a little bit. Put another rock in. There. That one. I want that one to be bigger. So we're going to up the size of it. Bigger rock. We're going to reorient it. There we go. Let's kind of shove that one in a little bit. Make it a little bit more part of the ridge line here. Oh, that's where I go. Okay. Oops. Now, it might annoy you a little bit, but see the human figure tool that I've got here, that helps me because it keeps in a sort of a sense of scale. It helps me kind of figure out how big things are as I'm putting them in. So I can tell that when I'm down here at ground level, that's how big those rocks are going to appear. Right? And that's how much detail I'm going to be seeing from the world. So it gives me some idea of how nitpicky I should be about the locations of things, and you know, what's appropriate levels of tweakage and so forth. Because if it's on a macro scale, and you build something, but you don't look at it in detail the way a player will see it, you know, you kind of get lost. The details get lost to you. Like this kind of featureless ridge here. Here, this looks pretty good from a player's perspective. That looks good from a player perspective, but over here, it's starting to look kind of featureless, so I could use some more rocks. So I would definitely add some rocks to this. Maybe a white rock next to it. Why not? Just kind of mix it up. Whoops, let's get rid of that. I don't know, geologically speaking, does it make sense to have a white rock kind of in there involved with a brown one? Maybe not. Geologist might complain. Snuggle that up right there. Boom. All right. Needs more rocks. More rocks. More. Tossing it over in there. All right. Let's grab this one. Size. There we go. So that's getting kind of more interesting. And we can mold the ridge behind it a little bit to make a little bit more sense. So we can add just a little bit of mass to this. There. Alright. That's a little bit more interesting. Except, you know what? That white rock in the middle of all the other rocks, that's actually jarring. So I'm gonna replace that. I'm getting the sense that this music might be just a little bit loud. Bring that down a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's nix that. Put another big round rock. Kind of like so. What do we have here? I like that. I like that. Maybe reduce that ridge a little bit there. There we go. Alright, so we got some rocks. The rocks have got their friends. Let me put one more right in here. What was it that Bob Ross used to say? There are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. There we go. Nice. All right, now let's put some trees in. Foliage. Trees? No? Bushes? Cave? Desert? Trees! There we go. Yeah. A straight green tree. Don't surface align it. No. Dark green. I like or birch. This looks kind of like a birch area to me. There we go. Put that in right there. Let's put another variant of the birch here. Let's kind of go down the list here. Put some birches in. Yeah. make this tree a bit bigger. Just kind of give it a little bit of a tilt over this way. Make it big. There we go. There we go. Alright, see, I'm liking this. Now this looks like a place. This looks like a place. This looks like a place you could hang out. You add some grass to that. Let's add some grass to that. Okay, let's come back up the list here. Foliage. Bushes. Bushes, bushes, bushes. Small bush. Small bush. Doesn't look that small. It's kind of black. It's kind of a black bush. I think I like it. Divided bush? Some grass. Let's get some grasses in here. Rabbit bush? What even is that? I don't know. Ooh, I like it though. It's a fern. Yeah. Bushes. No, I want... Oh, there's grass. Oh, there's a whole category for grass. Of course there is. A little bit of messy grass right here. It's aligned with the surface. Let's have it kind of poking out between the rocks. Let's see. Wide brush grass. Yeah, like that. We'll make that bigger. That a nice big grass effect right there. Does that look weird done at the human scale? No, it actually looks about right. It's just tall grass. That's great. Nice. I like. Let's put more of it in. More wide brush grass. Up the scale. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I love that super tall grass. Of course, we could also sink it down into the ground a little bit, just to make it a little bit more convincing and make it a little bit less overwhelming to the environment. There we go. A little bit different color. Maybe we want that closer in over here. Whoops. See, if you're willing to put in a lot of thought and effort, you can actually make really nice, convincing environments. You know, one island could take you many hours to produce, but at the end of it, you've got just such a quality piece of work, and it doesn't really take that much effort. Or, you know, maybe you just throw it together very quickly and use some tricks to make it look like you actually spent some time and thought. Fool them all into thinking you're really an artist. That's what I do. All right. And now what we can do is we can actually pop into the world with our character. Haha! And play around in it. Ah, this tall grass. Actually, I don't know. Do I like this super tall, big grass? I think I do. I think I do like this. I think this is cool. Playing around in the tall grass. We should have just a big grassy area down here. That's what should this be. And I can also use my grappling hook. See, this is the grappling hook tool that you use in-game. That's how you get around. So it's really using the game mechanics. You've got just part of the game mechanics that you can play around with in the island creator before launch. And it's a good idea to get in here and just get some practice with the grappling hook. If you're planning on playing this game and you want to get a little bit of a head start, learn how to use the grappling hook early on and use the island creator tool to do it. And that'll give you just a little bit of an edge come launch time. Whoa! That was good. Ah! Oh, that was great. I love the physics. I love the fact that this whole game is going to be just basically a big physics sandbox. And it's just going to give players all the freedom to do whatever they want. This is going to be so much just not even slightly a theme park MMO. Not even slightly a theme park MMO. It's going to be more of a just massively multiplayer Minecraft. You know. which sounds... It could be terrible if it's done wrong. And they've already got explosives in the game, so... it could get weird. It could get nasty. But honestly, I've got high hopes for this game. I think it's going to go very, very, very well. And they're doing some pretty intense testing to see that the gameplay is as it ought. This is all not very well painted down here. It's all kind of one texture so far, but it's still kind of cool. Very interesting landscape that we've produced with just, you know, just a few little settings and sliders. Just a handful of settings and sliders, and we made this whole... Oh, there goes my island. Oh well. All right. So anyway, that's my video. That's what I've got on the island creator. I think what I'm going to do is probably turn this island into a series. I think I'll just kind of keep on going with this island, and I'll do a series of videos on the creation of this island. We'll kind of take it as it goes, see what kind of place this turns out to be, give it a name as we go. I don't know. And yeah, pop some suggestions into the comments. Tell me what you think so far. Tell me, would you like to see this become a series? Would you rather I focused on something else with my channel? Let me know. I would really like to hear from there's 15 or 20 people, I think, that pretty regularly pop in on this channel. I'd like to hear from you guys. All right. Meister Keen, out.